Hi, everyone. Welcome to Angel's Divine Guidance with Angel. So, today I have a special guest. I have Tamron, as you can see on the screen. She is a spiritually guided who thrives on teaching and supporting individuals on how to effortlessly shift into their magic zone. Whether business or personal life, Tamron gives proven strategies to save time, money, and frustration. She's a certified health coach, former private investigator, and an alchemist, healer, and she is clairvoyant. She creates powerful, personalized remedies. Tamron is the founder of Tamron's Place, a retreat for spiritual growth that offers life-changing courses, personalized consultations, and customized retreats. And she is a wonderful, wonderful lady. I have sat by her through the Galaxy Psychic Fairs, and I can't tell you how she rocks this world, girls. So, let's get right into the questions, girly. What's the difference between being an empath versus being compassionate?
Well, thank you, Angel, and thank you for the intro. I would love to share this information with your listeners because I feel that there are so many people out there today that don't realize how sensitive they actually are. So I want to clarify for everybody listening today that an empath is someone who feels the energy of everything, of other people, situations, walking into a room, and they don't understand that it's not necessarily their energy that they're feeling. So a compassionate person is someone who understands that they can feel and sense what's happening for other people, yet it does not affect them. So there's a difference there. So when you can learn how to shield yourself and to understand what somebody else is and what's actually yours, you will have so much less anxiety. And I feel like that is a big epidemic right now in our world.
Oh, very much so. Okay, so just for our viewers out there, how can we manage the intensely sensitive energy that's going on right now? Because I know I'm being hit left, right, and center with this retrograde. So how can we use the full moon and take advantage for it to be more beneficial in today's world and the chaos that we put up with on a day-to-day basis?
That's a great question, Angel. And we have the full moon energy coming up early next week, Monday or Tuesday, depending on when that is. And right now we are in the midst of Mercury retrograde. So it's like magnified to 100 times. And this is why a lot of people are feeling so intense this week. A lot of people are having meltdowns and crying a lot. That's why you're getting the calls, people needing readings, and the phone's ringing on my end too. So I want
yeah.
Right? So for women especially, the moon represents, in ancient Vedic astrology, the moon represents our subconscious and it represents our feelings. However, it comes out at night, right? We feel that energy of the moon. So at times like this, when it's Mercury retrograde and the full moon coming up next week, a lot of people don't sleep, they feel restless, and they have extreme anxiety. And some people get depressed too. It just depends on their personality. So when the moon is illuminated, when the moon is full, that is when we feel it the most. And the best way to actually learn how to manage, like I answered in the previous question you had for me, was understanding what's yours and what's not yours. So during my full moon gatherings for women, which we're going to talk about in a second, is I'm going to teach you how to manage your own energy so that you can actually use the intensity of the full moon to release what no longer serves you, or to release all the energies of the people around you that you were feeling and to let that go. So it's literally like you're going to be able to take a big breath and go, whoo, I'm done.
Okay, so does this also affect in people's dreams? Like, I know there's been a lot of wicked dreams going around, And that's one of the things that people tell us. It tells me on phone calls that we have wicked dreams, we're having anxiety attacks, panic attacks, we want to jump out of our skin. Does that all play with the full moon in retrograde?
Absolutely. So when we're having these intense dreams, especially around the full moon, usually what that represents is that our subconscious, so something deep within us, needs to come to the surface. So that's why we feel it the most in our dreams. But what most people do is they hold on to it, right? So let's say fear for right now. There's a lot of fear. We're afraid what's going to happen with politics, the world, environment, whatever. So a lot of people are feeling this fear, but they don't know how to release it. They don't know how to let it go. And that's what the full moon is. It's a time to let things go. So if no one has trained you on how to do that, you're just going to keep feeling it more and more. And if you're around other people that are feeling it, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like a snowball. So what we want to do is learn how to acknowledge what's coming up during our dreams, right? And feeling this and say, okay, thank you for showing me what that is, but it's time to say goodbye.
Okay, and how does this play? I had a train of thought, so I got to get this. How does this play in with the holidays coming up? Like, I know around the holidays, I get a lot of phone calls. There's lots of people who are lonely, depressed, not understanding what's going on. How does this all intertwine with holidays? So, like, we got Christmas coming up, New Year's. How does that play in with this?
Well, if people are feeling a lot of these, well, I'm just going to say an imbalance in their emotions, what they need to learn is how to use holistic modalities, which I teach on these women's gatherings, so that you can transform something negative into something positive. And I like to use holistic modalities, such as learning, and we can use things like NLP, EFT, using high-grade essential oils, Bach remedies, meditations, that kind of stuff, because you have to learn how to turn it around. And you don't learn this stuff in school. It's not ABC 1, 2, 3, right? This is the New Age movement. And it's easy to do, but it's not a quick fix. So it's what I call the turtle, like slow and steady wins the race. These are techniques that you can learn, but you got to keep doing them every day. And then once something comes up, when you're feeling something, it's like, okay, I know what I can use. I've been taught how to use it, how to change it or to transform it. Because everything's energy. So when you learn how to change the energy, you can take something negative and turn something positive. So the best example really quickly is you can take anger and use something that you've been angry at and to morph it into passion, into changing it into something better. Does that make sense?
Oh, for me it does. And I know that out there that'll make sense to some of our viewers, and some of our viewers now have been piqued and have questions. So how can the women who are listening to the show, or anybody who's listening to the show as that matter of fact, because this will benefit men as well, they go through the same thing.
Yeah.
How can they go and join the full moon webinar that you're having on Tuesday, November 12th, to learn more about how to use the energy to manifest the miracles in their lives?
Well, what we're going to do during that full moon webinar is to teach. I'm a teacher, I'm a guide, a spiritual guide. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the 4 elements of the earth, which are wind, the earth, water, and fire. And I'm going to teach people how to use those 4 elements so that you can shield yourself, right? Release what somebody else is, protect yourself, and to transform that energy into something positive. So I do this every month, and for your listeners, as a special thing, I'm going to allow people to join for free. They just have to email me at tamarontv@gmail.com. Again, we can post this information later, and they can join on a live Zoom webinar at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will teach them some very simple techniques on how they can manage this energy so that they can release it, feel more grounded, more protected, and be able to move forward. Because a lot of times, this is what's holding you back in your life, is a lot of this fear, anxiety, some of these negative energies that really don't serve us, right? So we want to be able to move through that. And that's when the magic happens, when you realize it isn't your stuff.
So what I'm going to ask you to is to send me the information. I'm also going to paste it on my Facebook page under Crystal Clear Holistic Healing and Products so that they can contact you. And I'm going to tag it to the top of my page. So just send me kind of like your business card so that they can get a hold of you, because I think this would be really interesting for a lot of people to get in contact with you. It's just a gut feeling. Like I say, you rock, girl. You are my sensei. All right.
Well, thank you. Yes. Yeah,
so do you want to have a little? Do you want to have a little fun?
Absolutely. You take over now.
Well, you chime in, because if you're going to get any information on the readers, you need to chime in. So the first card that I got for today, Angel can never get this on, is the Divine Alchemy. So everybody that's watching the show needs to move beyond the current challenges, which funnily goes into what we were talking about. Focus on what you desire, okay? So we're going to go to our first caller, which is La Maria in Austin.
Yeah.
Did I say that correct?
Yes, the mirror.
Okay. So your card just happens to be, let's get that straight, the Love and Acceptance card. So that tells me that you are full of love, okay? But you need to start recognizing your worth, and you have to start choosing loving thoughts, which kind of ties in to what Tamron was talking about, okay? So, my girl, do you have any specific questions for us, or you just want general information?
Well, I would like to know about my love life.
Okay. So let me just get into here and just chime in when you want, Tamron. If you get something before me, just chime in on here. Okay, girl. So what I'm getting more of is that you have had experiences that have sort of given you a foul taste in your mouth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're basically telling me that when you're ready for your love life and your love life situation to change, that you're going to be able to move forward. You're kind of stopping it from happening because you haven't dealt with and moved forward from the foul taste, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Definitely.
Okay. So when you decide you're ready for love, he's going to be there. Like, he's waiting. I can see him. It's more, this is on your side, and this is on you working on your own self-love and your own self-worth, which kind of goes in with your card in the acceptance of love, okay? So you kind of need to work on that personally and start realizing that you are this wonderful, beautiful person that has so much to give the world. You've just ran into a bump, and you got to say, okay, like, I mean, everything that's went on, you have to forgive yourself for what you've thought and what you've said on that situation. And you just need to start owning it. Like, you've got to start being proud of who you are and start using your knowledge to move forward in that area.
Wow, that is so true.
Do you have anything to add, Cameron?
Sure, I can add personal experience and exactly what I'm feeling intuitively as well. You hit you hit the nail on the head, or the hammer on the nail there, when you said you have to forgive yourself. And I'll just share that forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean that you did anything wrong. So when we have experiences in the past with other people that left a foul taste in our mouth, it's a wonderful opportunity for us, for anyone, to look at those experiences and to have great gratitude for going through that, because it's pushing you to go deeper within yourself, to find that love within yourself, because it's a magnet. Everything, the law of attraction is equal. So rather than trying to go out and find someone who will love you, when you take time to reflect and look at all the beautiful things that you love and accept about yourself, that's when that other person is going to come into your life. Like Angel is saying, he's there. It's the work we need to do on ourselves. And it's a beautiful process to do. And so when you radiate and you feel good about yourself, people will notice that, rather than us waiting to be noticed. We need to do the exact opposite, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense. Like you hit the nail in the coffin. 'Cause I do have to work on myself, and start trying new things. It's just that
Yes.
Sometimes I don't know who to trust.
Trust yourself, my girl. You have to learn to trust yourself before you can trust anybody else. And that's a valuable lesson that I had to learn with going through my first marriage, and how I was just knocked down and everything beaten out of me. I had to learn to trust myself. Once I learned to trust myself, it was a lot easier to start trusting other people. Because when things go
Yeah.
wrong in our life, we tend to blame ourselves, as Tamron was
Yeah.
saying, and it's not necessarily our fault. And that's where we have to learn to start that relationship between ourselves again, and understanding who we are and taking our power back, and then trusting ourselves to the fullest. And you will get there. Now, they're also telling me that you're wondering about money. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, that's coming, my girl. That's totally, totally coming. Okay? So
Yes.
once you start getting in that, like Tamara was saying, once you start getting your vibration up and starting to match with your goals, everything's just going to fall into place for you.
Wow. Do you see me getting married?
Well, that's up to you. Again, that totally comes up to you. If you're saying you want to get married, and you're saying it, you put it out in the universe works to give that to you through law of attraction. But if your energy doesn't match it, okay? So if you, let's just say, yeah, put out there you want to get married, but then you're sitting here and you're going, do I really want to get married? Do I want to put up with that again? Your vibration isn't matching it. So then it won't come. Okay? It's just going to
Yes.
kind of sit there and percolate out in the universe, going, hey, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm waiting for you. What do you want me to do? But if you're not vibrationally being specific and saying, this is what I want, it's just going to not come, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. And I'm actually not in a rush. I just would like to know. I never know
Yes.
what the future holds.
Oh, it's coming. That's totally up to you. You can grab anything you want that you've put out in the universe. You just have to trust yourself and know that you can create anything. And what Tamron's doing with the full moon, that's part of her teaching us how to grab on to everything that we want. And it kind of fits in with Abraham Hicks, with staying on your disc and everything being in the vortex and just being able to grab it. If that, am I right, Tamara?
Yes.
Absolutely. It's free to your listeners. So if she'd like to follow up, then she's more than happy to join us next Tuesday night.
And it'll really help you in following through in starting to manifest and create everything you want. People really don't realize how much the full moon and energies affect us. And being empathic, we really take on, like Tamara was saying, we take on a lot of other people's garbage that we shouldn't really take on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you? All
Yes,
right.
it does.
So you have a great weekend, okay?
You too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. So you can reach me at crystalclear101.com, or you can email me at cosmicearthangel@outlook.com, or you can just go to my Facebook, which is Crystal Clear 101 Holistic Healing, sorry, not hearing, healing and products. Okay, I'm tongue-tied. See, the energy's got me flying here, Tamara. So how can they get a hold of you, Tamara?
They can go to my business Facebook page under Tamaron's Place, and that's spelled TAMMERONS, and then just place. They can send me a message or email me at tamarontv@gmail.com. Thank you for allowing me to be a guest on your showing.
No, thank you for coming on, and I hope we're going to do this again because I totally enjoyed it, and you rocked it out, girl. So they can't blame me.